Is it just me, or was that episode an absolute shambles? Love Island UK episode 38. What was that? What did I just witness? Literally, I was expecting something exciting, and it was just piss. There's a lot of people out there, including me, who thought Dijon was going to go tonight. There's a lot of Megan Dijon fans out there. I was speaking to a girl in work about it, and she was very passionate about the whole situation. And she was like, oh, I don't understand why everybody hates Megan Dijon. I'm like, well, I kind of get it. I don't even hate Meg, I just think she's easily manipulated, much like Helena. In case you haven't seen my last 3 videos, Cash is my favourite. Tony decides to take him for a chat because he sees that him and Bellicus are getting quite flirty. She asks him to go to the hideaway and he's like, nope, nope, nope. That's making a statement. Let's go to the terrace. So he says he was trying to be respectful by not going to the hideaway and he didn't know where his head was at, and Tony says, oh, maybe I can help you, and she wanted to kiss him and he knocked it back, right? Okay, great, he's been a nice guy, he's trying to not hurt anybody's feelings. But then, later when they went to the festival and she was talking to him about kissing, he says, oh, let's do it. Like, literally in front of everybody. Which I kind of think made it worse. And I know in his head he was probably thinking, at least I'm not hiding, I'm doing it in plain sight, like I'm not being sneaky. But I think that if Bellicus had seen that, it would have been a bit like, oh, like what the fuck? So also when they were at the festival, I've mentioned this many times before, I hate it when they bring artists in. And it didn't take up that much of the show, but I feel as if sometimes they bring in artists and it's literally just, it keeps going and going, and I'm like, I'm not fucking here to watch Top of the Pops. Let's fucking get the story going. Tonight at the festival, we seen him getting a wee dance, and the other night we seen him dancing in front of the mirror. Now, he popped up in my FYP a couple of days ago, and I was like, we don't get to see a lot of him, we don't get to see his dancing, we don't get to see his personality, so I felt like we did get to see a tiny wee bit of that tonight. I remember near the start, Connor was saying that he likes to go to festivals or raves or whatever it was, so I was expecting like more for him. I wasn't getting it. I mean, I was dancing, but I didn't see anything like the way Cash was dancing. I specifically remember him saying that he got with Megan because she could bust some moves and so could he. Harry's taking leaf out of Dijon's book and he's thinking, do you know what? The final's coming up. I better ask Harriet to be exclusive. In walks Maya and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Dijon's going, Dijon's going. Now, in my mind, it didn't even occur to me that we voted for our favourites. So, that impacts the vote quite a bit. And it made so much sense when she said the bottom 3 girls and the bottom 3 boys. Now, had you to vote for your least favourite, I think Dijon would definitely have been there. But because you voted for your favourite, it changes things up a bit. The bottom 3 girls was Emma, which made total sense, Bellicus, which I was quite surprised about, and Angel. Despite the fact that so many people say that they don't like Meg and Dijon, there's a lot of people that do like them. So I think that Bellicus and Angel, they kind of just didn't really cross people's minds. And actually the other night when I voted, I was going to vote Bellicus as my favourite, but just after the whole kissing challenge, it kind of put me off. So the bottom girl had to go, and that was Emma. And did anybody actually care? When she first went in there, I really liked her, and I was like, yeah, she's telling him how it is. She's saying that him and Helen are snakes. And then it turned out that she was just in there to get back with Harry. So I was like, okay, bye-bye. Now, I will say, I was surprised by the bottom 3 boys. Boris, I was surprised by because I actually like him. Connor, I was a bit surprised by because he's been in there since day one. And I've been a skis bag in the past, but I think he's actually alright. I wasn't really surprised by Harry. But then I thought if Harry can be in the bottom, then surely Dijon can. But I was quite sad to see Boris go. I was not surprised by the top boys at all, Cash and Ty. I voted for Cash. I knew that a lot of people would vote for Ty. So far they haven't been skis bags, they've seemed really nice. Maybe it's just because they've not been in there for long enough. But Cash is my favourite boy. And the top 2 girls were Yasmin and Tony. I wasn't really that surprised by Yasmin because a lot of people want her and Jamie to win the now, but I was a bit surprised by Tony after the way she treated Cash. I thought that it might be Shakira again. So Emma and Boris left, and I was sad to see Boris go, but I was like, right, okay, they'll live. But somebody had messaged me earlier on and told me that 3 people were going. So Maya says, I'll see you again tonight at the fire pit. Now I feel like this whole scenario was just a fucking waste of time. She literally could have turned around at this time and says, right, so this is happening, they two are gone, and now yous are going to vote for who leaves. Why go to the fire pit? It didn't make any sense. I don't know if it was to get them to worry and be like, oh, why are we going to the fire pit? But we don't even see that. Like, see if we seen them worrying about it, talking about it, like the way they do in Big Brother, and saying, oh, I wonder why we're going to the fire pit. But they don't have that, so it's just a complete fucking waste of time. Maya said that there was an uneven number of boys and girls and they had to even it out, so Billy Kiss and Angel were at risk. And how the fuck are they going to decide this? Because the top 2 girls and boys have got to decide who's going to leave. Now, Ty is with Angel. Cash is getting to know Billy Kiss. I genuinely don't think that Tony would vote Billy Kiss out just because Cash is getting to know her. I don't think that she's vindictive like that. And I think that Yasmin is just going to vote whatever way Tony votes. And I think it's a hard one to call, but realistically I think that they might vote Billy Kiss out because Ty will probably say, look, I'm paired up with Angel, I've got no other connections, there's nobody else that I could even get to know, there's nobody else for me to talk to at all. Aye, okay, you're getting to know Billy Kiss, but you've also got Tony, do you know what I mean? So I would be left with nothing and you'd still be left with somebody. I'm not sure, let me know in the comments what you think. So then at the end they're like, look who's back, right? As if it was going to be somebody amazing. And when they were coming out, I was like, oh, who could it be? Who could it be? And I'm thinking, all these people, oh my god, who could it be? Megan in blue. Megan in blue. Who gives a fuck? Nobody was ever interested in blue. So it's not as if he's coming in and somebody's going to be like, oh my god, we were coupled up, oh my god, he's so hot, I can't believe he's back. And okay, Connor was paired up with Megan, but that ship sailed. I just don't understand the logic behind bringing Blue back. Okay, they probably think that Connor's going to be into Megan or Shakira's going to be raging that Megan's back or whatever. But why Blue? For what reason? Who's he supposed to get to know or pull for chats? Who's got to be interested in him? It makes no sense. So anyway, I really just didn't understand that whole episode. Why did they go to the fire pit when they could have did all this earlier at the festival? It just didn't make any sense to me. And also, obviously it was like an advert for WKD, right? But I kind of miss the days where they let them drink, and I know that they don't really let people drink in reality TV now because they've got to be like compos mentis and they want them to be making sound decisions. I mean, if you ever watched Big Brother back in the day, you'll know what a bit of the drink can do to somebody on reality TV. But at the same time, it was a bit more entertaining. The people were a bit more relaxed. Like, they could even like cut the drink down a bit. But I don't know. Maybe I just expected too much. But you can let me know what you thought in the comments. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!